All right, so I got a Bible in the mail. Of course, that's what I do on this channel. Now, this Bible is something I was trying to find 5 or so months ago, and I could not find it anywhere. So I'm not sure if they made another printing of it or if they just found some stored in a warehouse or what have you. But I'm excited for it. It's not a super special Bible. It's a pretty common Bible, but it's one that I have not been able to find, like I mentioned. And I know that there are still some for sale, so if you are interested, I will post a link in the description below to pick this one up. Let's go ahead and pop it open. All right. Bam. So you will notice it is a Cambridge Bible ESV Pitt Minion Reference Bible in brown goatskin leather. Now this has been untouched. It's still in the cellophane packaging, so it's brand new. Whether it's been sitting in a warehouse for 5 years or not, it's still fresh off the press, untouched. I love it. Now I use the Cambridge Pitt Minion ESV in calf split leather, brown calf split leather. Haven't been using it as much lately. I've been using my Skylar PSQ. But with that being said, I was wanting a brown goatskin just in my collection to have for down the road. And so I'm super thankful to pick this one up. I believe it was about 112 bucks on Amazon. Super good deal. Couldn't pass it up. And again, there was only 15 in stock from what I saw. And I have not been able to find these Bibles anywhere. And so I'm not sure if there's only 15 left or whatever, but I couldn't pass it up. So let's go ahead and open the box. All right, so here it is. Again, there's the box. English Standard Version, Pitt Minion ESV brown goatskin leather. You're going to get a typical Cambridge clamshell box. They're very well known for their clamshells. I personally love the boxes just because they're so sturdy. If you're somebody who likes to carry your Bible in a box or a travel container when you're not using it, a box would be a good option. So popping it open, there you have it. There is the brown, beautiful goatskin, English Standard Version, Cambridge. Now this goatskin is a very tight grain, very smooth, not much texture to it. Of course, with most Cambridge Pitt Minions, you're going to have that tooled perimeter. There's not going to be a perimeter stitching. So while I did use goatskin on this Bible, it is a little bit less costly because of the not the lack of craftsmanship, but just the lack of other materials. Most goatskin Bibles have that perimeter stitching. Opening it up, you're going to have, again, your Cambridge Bible card. And you're going to have a paste down liner. Now this is something else that's uncommon for goatskin leather Bibles. They typically have a leather liner. And you're not going to have that edge lined as well. So that's another downfall. But other than that, these Bibles are absolutely incredible. You got a typical Cambridge presentation page. I love that there's no writing on it. You can do with it as you please. Holy Bible, English Standard Version. You got your contents, preface, and then you got the explanation of features, how to read the Bible, how to read cross references and stuff like that. Then you open up right to the text, and it's a very clean, very bold text. You've got a center column cross-reference suite and footnotes down here at the bottom. Kind of moving forward to some of the poetic sections. We'll go to Psalms here. You're going to have that beautiful double column format, center column reference suite. Now guys, the text on this is extremely small. So if you're nearsighted, it may not be a good Bible for you. If you can't see small text, this may not be the Bible for you. But if you can, man, it almost doesn't get better than the Pitt Minion as far as a portable ESV Bible. The paper is going to be about, I would say it, I don't have this word for word, but it's definitely thinner than a 28 GSM paper, so I might say a 25. Not sure. The art gilding, the red or salmon under gold, is pretty prominent. It looks nice. That's one thing you're going to get with the goatskin is the gold gilding and the red under gold. You're not going to get that with the calf split edition, which I'll show you here shortly. You are going to get two 2 brown ribbons in this Bible. They're not super special. They're just a typical Cambridge brown ribbon. They tend to fray, so you might want to burn the edges if you get one. Now this Bible, this ESV Pitt Minion, is a black letter text, which is kind of, I don't like that. If you've watched more of my videos, you know that I like red letter text, but you know that I also like black letter text. The reason I don't like it in this one is because every other edition of the ESV is red letter, including the wide margin. And so, the wide margin ESV by Cambridge is the exact pagination, exact replica as far as the layout, the text. Every chapter is in the same exact spot on the same exact page. It's just a bigger version. Now, when you look at the black goatskin Pitt Minion ESV, you're going to notice that it is a red letter edition. Whereas we're in Luke here, Mark here, whereas the brown goatskin is not a red letter. Taking it a little further, you've got the brown calf split edition. You can see this one's quite more used, but this is also a red letter edition. And I love that. I guess where I'm coming from is that I wish it was uniform throughout all of the Pitt Minions. It doesn't make sense to me that the calf split and the brown or the black goatskin ESV would be red letter, but that the brown goatskin ESV would be black letter. Maybe they did this to kind of embrace those who were wanting a Pitt Minion in ESV with black letter text. That might be the case. So maybe that's why, and I would understand that. But other than that, guys, the Pitt Minion it's not there's not much else to show. It's a very simple Bible. You've got a nice concordance in the back for how small of a Bible it is. It's a pretty good concordance. Definitely not extensive, but it's everything you might need. Then they've got the Cambridge Bible maps and your map index, your Cambridge maps, and then that's pretty much it. You don't really get any lined paper. You get a few thicker pages of cardstock back here, mostly to just protect the text block. And then, of course, you've got that paste-down liner. Now, to kind of compare, just briefly, the differences between all three, you're going to see that, first of all, the calf split is quite worn. Now, you're going to have a much wider grain and much more textured grain on the calf split. However, the quality is not going to be as good, and it is going to be cheaper. You're still going to have that Cambridge Holy Bible ESV, so on and so forth. Now, the black, again, compared, is a deep black. One thing you'll notice is that the tooled perimeter on the calf split doesn't seem to be as deep as the black goatskin, so maybe they went a little bit farther as far as the quality of the edge of the tooled edging or lining, whatever you want to call it. The brown goatskin is going to have a deeper brown. This was pretty deep with wear and tear. I think some of the coloring has come off, but it's not as deep as the brown goatskin. Overall, if you love the Pitt Minion and you can afford the goatskin, I would recommend going with this one if you like goatskin Bibles. Now, the calf split has done amazing. I've had this Bible for going on 3 years, and so I've loved it. I've used it very religiously. This was my carry Bible every day for a good 2 years. The reason I made the switch to a Schuyler PSQ is just the layout. I'm not a huge fan of the center column references as of right now. They kind of distract me. And so I like the references down here at the bottom. And that's why I'm using the Schuyler PSQ. Also, I'm using the Schuyler wide margin and the Quintel. And so there's that trifecta, those 3 Bibles that I'm using. And so for me, the Pitt Minion just does not make sense to use right now. However, if I was to go on a trip out of the country or something, I might take this one with me. These two are going to kind of sit on my shelf for a few years. maybe in hopes that I use them in the future. The main reason I got both the black and the brown is I know how Bible producers work. They release a really good Bible that's selling well, that is super practical and great to use, and then they stop producing it. And so that's a huge bummer in my opinion, or they change it. And what I've found is when they change it, that the quality typically goes down. I've seen that with Crossway Bibles and with other Bible companies. So my thought was, man, like, might as well get one of these while I can in the printing and binding that they were given. It's printed and bound in the Netherlands by Royal Youngblood, which is one of the best Bible binderies in the world, as far as like, a corporate or a business. There's a bunch of other single, Bible binders across the nation and across the world, but overall they're one of the best. And so, who knows, when they release the next Pitt Minion, will it still be printed and bound in the Netherlands? Will it still have that same quality? You never know. They may change it up, and then you're not going to be able to get such a nice Bible. So that's why I picked this one up. It was a good deal on Amazon, kind of a rare find. And so I will post it in the link below. If you have been looking for an ESV Pitt Minion in brown goatskin, you don't have to look any further. You can find it at the link below at Amazon.com for, I believe, about $112. So until the next one, we'll see you guys then.